All right, let's get it going. Welcome, everyone, to the 2019 Keego Harbor Memorial Day Parade. My name is Woody Woodriffe. I work at Fox 2. Next to me, Keego Harbor Mayor John Fletcher. Mayor Fletcher, thank you for being here.
Good morning, Woody, and the same to you. Thank you for bringing your talents to our small city. I know you're a resident, and we really appreciate all your efforts and your volunteerism.
Not a problem. Happy to help a worthy cause, especially one right here in the community that we love, Keego Harbor, celebrating Memorial Day. And of course, let's get into some of the Memorial Day traditions before some of the parade attendees get down here. The origins. You know, there's over 24 towns really that claim Memorial Day to be the first to celebrate Memorial Day. But it's Waterloo, New York that gets the honor with its May 5th, 1866 event. So
wow.
That's the official. But again, even in the South, there are still different dates where they celebrate the Confederate soldiers. I was looking at some of them, and there's quite a few. I mean, different ones for Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, South Carolina, and all that. But Memorial Day, originally called Decoration Day, and it was celebrated after the Civil War as flowers were laid on the graves of the fallen soldiers. And there were even slaves involved in this back in 1865 when they were burying Union soldiers and Confederate soldiers after the Civil War.
Yeah, and I believe it was a General Logan.
Yes.
That started in 1868, the official...
General John Logan, yes, that was the official back in, you are correct, 1868. The holiday was first proposed by him. The first Memorial Day, May 30th, 1868 at Arlington Cemetery. There were about 5,000 people who came out that day to decorate the graves of 20,000 Union and Confederate soldiers. So quite a gathering on that first Memorial Day, or Decoration Day as it was known back then. And it's for over 100 years, Memorial Day has been reserved for honoring the lives of Civil War soldiers, and it was extended to include all American war casualties after World War I.
Yes, and I think it was, Woody, in 1968 where it was declared that it would be the last Monday of May from that point on?
Yes, actually the official date was 1971. May 30th, it was changed to the last Monday in May thanks to the Uniform Monday Holiday Act.
Got it.
And that's some of the legislation that has made Memorial Day come on the last Monday in May. It is always celebrated there, unlike in years past when it was on May 30th no matter what day that fell on.
Right.
Of course, the traditional flower of Memorial Day, poppies, we've seen them, a nice red flower. They were first brought out by a Canadian. It's amazing. I mean, this is an American holiday, but it was first celebrated by a Canadian Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, who wrote the poem In Flanders Field. And this was back during World War I, and he was inspired by the poem's image of the red poppies on grave markers. And we'll talk more about that as we get moving. As I see, the parade route is starting to make its way down here. And we're going to have an exciting time here. I'm looking at some of our program. Lots of people involved. We have about 30 different participants today, and groups that will be making the trip down in a southern direction down Cass Lake Road, as opposed to last year when it was in a northern direction. We're happy for the new route this year.
Big change of the pace, and both Woody and I want to thank everybody for coming today and joining us to celebrate the lives of our soldiers, the ultimate sacrifice. Keego today, Woody, in our ceremony, we honored Staff Sergeant George Smith III from West Bloomfield for his service through the Korean War. He was a decorated Korean veteran, received the Bronze Star, the Untired Nations Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, the Korean Service Medal, and earned 5 Marksman Awards in his service in the United States Army. And City of Keego Harbor would like to honor Staff Sergeant Smith and his family.
That is amazing, Sergeant Smith's contribution. That is fantastic. I'm looking at some of what's coming on down here, and opening this parade route is the Keego Harbor Police Department, as usual, running things and bringing the parade route down closer to our bandstand position here right in front of the Roosevelt School on Cass Lake Road. And look at what we've got so far. Of course, it's the Marine Division. I know that Jim Cote is the big guy out there, and if you see him, please be respectful and make sure that you are following all the boating safety rules. That's because correct. There are quite a few, and we don't want anybody to be caught short on the water.
That's right, and as long as you're out there obeying the rules, having a good time, everybody wants you to do that. But if you're not, Officer Cote is out there.
Yeah, and he's got some friends with him.
Yes, he does. And we have a new police chief, John Fitzgerald, year and a half. He's been here. He's been doing a great job. He's brought a new level of professionalism to our police department. We all appreciate that. John retired from the Southfield Police Department, and we're glad to have him on board. All
right, as the parade participants get closer, let's go back and see exactly what's happening out there on the route. I see the Police Marine Division is getting closer, and the crowd is out there, and it looks like a lot of fun as we get started here.
It does. We have quite a crowd out here, Woody, in front of us. Our viewers at home can see a portion of them, but they're lined up the entire route.
Yes, and you know what? It takes a team to get this thing going, and I'd like to mention our team before we actually get into this. Yeah. John, Tyler, Jake, and David. Thanks a lot to all those guys. You are seeing this live on CCTV and checking it out on 89.3, the all-new Lakes FM.
These guys are out here early this morning setting up.
Yes, they are.
And doing
of course,
a great job.
Great to see the Keego Harbor Police Marine Division. As we mentioned before, Officer Jim Cote, the guy who's out there running the boating and making sure that everybody stays safe on the water. Great to see him out here. He's a longtime veteran of the Keego Harbor Police Department.
He is, and he's also a veteran.
That's wonderful.
In addition to that, Officer Cote is a professional. He knows the Marine laws. And quality individual.
Yes, he definitely is. See him out. You know what? I see him at my house. He comes over for Halloween. There's usually a big crowd out there.
Right.
And, it's a lot of fun. I see you there, Jim. Thanks a lot for being part of our Memorial Day Keego Harbor Parade. All right, coming up now, how do we have the Keego Harbor Memorial Day Parade is always a family affair. Parade chair Kirsten Douglas' son Keaton and her son, her son Keaton and husband Kevin and her father Christian are leading by example and lending a helping hand. And a round of applause for you guys. Thank you very much for coming out. We appreciate you helping out. Love to see Keaton out there in the fire truck. Hi, Keaton. How are you?
Good morning.
Looking good there.
Doing good.
Yeah, looking good. All right.
Boy, Woody, I got to get one of those.
You know what? Are you starting to hear some music, John?
I am. I hear it.
That means one thing only. That means actually, yeah, this is Brenda Carter coming up here. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice to see her. Friends of District 4. Brenda Carter coming up right here. And you know what? If Brenda's on that float, let's listen to her real quick and chat about being a part of the Memorial Day Parade. Brenda, are you out there?
She's
all right.
There.
Talk to me about how pleased you are to be involved in this.
Good morning, Brenda.
Let's get that mic closer to her. Go ahead, get in the shot there, David.
Love Keego Harbor.
Yeah.
Today. We've been doing it for over a decade now, and look at the beautiful day we have. We have veterans here. Our fan out, she's from Philadelphia, and we will always support Keego Harbor. Always.
That is wonderful. Thank you very much. I know you have some other veterans, Bill Maxey, Joe Carr, Joe Woods, Johannes Bold, state representative. Brenda Carter is a staunch supporter of our veterans, and we thank you very much for that. Oh, that is amazing.
And she's been attending all of our Keego events, and the support is great.
Right now we have the West Bloomfield Marching Band, directed by Mr. Noah Dyer. This fall, the band is excited to perform its 2019 show titled Wild. Starting in September, they will compete at shows in the area during halftime at West Bloomfield home football games and in state finals at Ford Field. Let's listen to the band. West Bloomfield Marching Band. Directed by Noah Dyer. That is the West Bloomfield Marching Band. They are rolling deep today, John.
Yes,
lots of people here. Yeah. Lots of excitement for that
Great
band.
music.
That is fantastic.
What a parade, Woody.
Yes,
what a parade.
Special mention, I'd like to thank the Oakland County buses for supporting the parade with shuttle transportation. All right, now it's the Keego Harbor Parks and Rec Keego Kids. Your Memorial Day Parade is hosted this year for the first time in a long time by volunteers who make up the Keego Harbor Parks and Rec Commission. Parks and Rec made up of people with a wide variety of passions and skills. They put on events like the Easter egg hunt and the summer garden party, beautification awards they give out, and they make plans for improvements to our 11 parks, playgrounds, and beaches. I forgot about the Keego beaches. Can't forget about them.
Yes.
As well as our green infrastructure, trees, and wetland. Love the Parks and Rec Department and the Keego Kids.
The Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen is also
Queen
out there.
is just out there. Big thank you to the Dairy Queen
Make
for
sure
sponsoring.
make sure you get a wooden coin. You can get a free cone and have fun like that. Now, that's a wonderful little ride we have here in Canes Orange. Love it. Let's jump in and see who's driving that car there. Oh, that's a beauty. Loving it. Now, we're looking at a lot of our Keego businesses.
Yes.
This is Billy's Auto Service of Bloomfield. If you need any kind of auto service, give them a call, 248-210-8474. Billy's Auto Service of West Bloomfield. We thank them very much for being a part of the Keego Harbor Memorial Day Parade. You know, we were chatting earlier about the friends of Keego Harbor, the Parks and Rec, but let's also chat about the friends that are here in West Bloomfield from the West Bloomfield Library. Okay, the library is a very necessary part of our community. It contains all kinds of information. It also contains all kinds of programs to help people. I mean, the Friends of the West Bloomfield Library wish to honor a Michigan son, First Lieutenant Larry Weil, who was killed in Vietnam. He was posthumously awarded the Silver Star for gallantry in action. We thank you, Lieutenant Weil, and all the men and women who have served our great country. Thank you to the Friends of the West Bloomfield Library. Very important. Round of applause for them. Now, as we move on, you know what? I'm seeing lots of people getting in between our parade routes. So let's go up to that car right there and see who is in that car and what do we got going. The white one right here.
Right here.
Coming up. Actually, we'll take this convertible coming up right here. Let's see. Ladies, where are you from, ladies? West Bloomfield Library.
West Bloomfield Library.
You see that the group of library patrons and fans and people who work there are extensive, and they come down, they open a book. You can open your mind and imagination to what's going on and the stories between the pages. I mean, is that Clifford the Big Red Dog there?
It is. That's for a book more in my style there, Woody. It's Clifford the Big Red Dog. It's a
lot of fun. That's what it is. And you know what? Look, everybody's coming up here to talk to us. Look at this. We get a couple of coins. Yes, we will be handing those out to Dairy Queen people. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the parade route. We're seeing Girl Scout Troop number 75911, a multi-level troop with girls from kindergarten to 8th grade. And that's daisies through cadets for you Girl Scout troopers. Troop leaders are Dr. Chantel Bothell and Ms. Kristen Watkins White. They're based out of Roosevelt Elementary School right behind us, but they have girls from the Abbott Middle School, the entire region, including Walled Lake and Pontiac, and they believe in teaching and encouraging girls to become great leaders. That is a solid message, John.
That is a solid message.
We love their participation, and we thank them, Troop 75911 of the Girl Scouts. Thank you, ladies, for coming on out.
It's all about the opportunity.
Remember, daisies through cadets. We love it. All right, moving on. It looks like we have more participants. This is from a business right down the street, Town and Country Door. They are honoring Jack Coos, who was a Navy photographer and served from 1954 to 1957. John, did you know that Town & Country Door is open 7 days a week for service and repair. In fact, they helped me out because I had a garage door failure.
Right.
I called Town & Country Door, and they came right out and helped me out, fixed me right up, and they will do the same for anybody here in Keego.
Same situation for us, Woody. Garage door malfunction. We couldn't get in or out. Gave them a call. They had someone there within a half an hour and took care of it.
And
for
again,
us.
we are happy that they are honoring Jack Coos, who was a Navy photographer serving from 1954 to 1957. Thank you very much,
Thank
Town
you,
& Country
guys.
Door.
We appreciate you coming out and helping us out. Thank you.
As we continue on, the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. And, you know, this group is amazing, okay? They have so many people who are connected with this. The Historical Society, nonprofit organization that collects, preserves, researches, and stimulates public interest in the history here in Keego Harbor, also in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, and West Bloomfield. Did you know, John, that it offers monthly open house visits on the second Sunday of the month from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Orchard Lake Museum? And that is an amazing place. If you've never been there, head on down to the Orchard Lake Museum. You can find out a lot of stuff. There's also monthly programs on various topics of historical interest. And right now we have two special events that are coming up in June the 1st, Friday, June 7th, John. And where is that at?
That is at Orchard Lake Community Church on Friday, June 7th at 10 a.m.
And they have also another event, don't they?
They do. They want to celebrate Apple Island's recognition to the National Registry of Historic Places. And you'll have a chance to visit Apple Island on the weekend of June 8th and 9th from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Tours begin at the museum at the corner of Orchard Lake Road and Long Lake Road. Look to see you there. It's a great time if you've never done it.
Yes, it is a wonderful time, and I am enjoying that car that you guys are in. Beautiful.
Very
Although I
nice.
do not believe that the world is flat. I think it is round. But anyway, let us continue moving on. Yes, you know what? We also see some very nice vehicles coming out on Memorial Day, and they always come out.
Corvairs.
Exactly. A lot of nice Corvairs here. It's a Chevy car, I believe. Correct, Sean?
It is. Air-cooled. They weren't around for a long time, but very nice-looking cars. Cool-looking cars.
Love that back window in the Corvair, and also this fine example of the convertible right here. This is beautiful, beautiful as we see. And you know what? All part of the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society,
Yeah.
because these cars are part of history, and we appreciate everyone coming out. You know, we were talking about Apple Island just a minute ago, and you know, that's an interesting place. It's almost like a hidden gem right here in our community, because it's a place where you know, you could spend the day and learn a little bit about the history here.
You know, there's a lot of folklore associated with Apple Island, the Chief Pontiac's burial site being there, and West Bloomfield Historical Society and West Bloomfield Schools allow you the opportunity to go out there and learn the truth.
Also want to say thank you to Peak Ski and Sports coming in right now. They have all our sporting goods all year long. And also a word of advice to the people lining the parade route. Beware of the candy that is flying out from our parade participants, okay? I don't want anybody to get hit by a piece of candy when they're not looking, okay? So just be aware that it is flying out there. And thank you very much to the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Been here since 1974. Thank you, everybody. These guys roll deep, too. I mean, a lot of people in the Historical Society.
They do. Their participation is fantastic.
And we thank them all for coming out.
And these are all a labor of love, Woody. These are all volunteers that make these organizations up for the most part, and it's great to see everyone out here.
Yeah, it's nice to see the smiling faces of everybody lining the parade route coming down Cass Lake Road here in beautiful Keego Harbor. Coming up now, it's a really interesting group called Art Sail. And then these guys are helping out with veteran Harold Misner, his wife Bunny, and they're riding in David Emmerling's 1968 Camaro. Now, Harold was a seaman specializing in torpedoes from 1955 to 1959, and that job is amazing. I'd like to jump in there and say hi to Harold. Let's get the microphone in there. If we could talk to Harold or someone in there, go to the other side, that'd be perfect. Yes. Harold, how are you on this Memorial Day?
Hey, fine, thank you very much.
Are you enjoying it?
I'm really enjoying all the people showing up. I'm having a very great time. Thank you very much.
I'm so glad to see you out here and being a part of the Keego Harbor Memorial Day Parade. You were stationed in Jacksonville, and Harold is a longtime resident of Keego Harbor, and he is part of this local group Art Sale. And for those that don't know, Art Sale is a co-op for local artists to support each other and work together to put on events that showcase and provide opportunities to sell their work. Robin LaFrance is this year's president of Art Sale. Hi, Robin. How are you?
Robin.
Very nice to see you there. Artists and art lovers can follow Art Sale on Facebook or email artsale.keego@gmail.com for more information. Thank you very much to Art Sale.
Thank you.
And veteran Harold Misner and his wife Bunny riding in that 1968 Camaro. Thank you very much, Harold, for your service. We appreciate you being a part of the annual Keego Harbor Parade. Now we move on to Boy Scout Troop number 160. We talked about the Girl Scouts earlier. Now we get to talk about the Boy Scouts. Troop 160, sponsored by the Orchard Lake Community Church Presbyterian, and this troop has had 82 scouts achieve the rank of Eagle over the past 50 years.
That's amazing.
That is a badge of honor to hang your hat on, and I'm very impressed with Boy Scout Troop 160 here in Keego Harbor. That is amazing.
You know, Eagle Scouts, presidents are Eagle Scouts, generals are Eagle Scouts. Typically, Eagle Scouts go on to be leaders in the community and learn to serve. These groups that are coming by, Woody, like Art Sale and stuff, it just shows our diversity and the opportunity we have living in this small Lakes area community. If people take the time to look around, and they'll see all this opportunity.
And you are so right. Let's go back out to the parade route where I see my man, Chef Jeremy. Hi, Chef Jeremy. How are you? You are part of Jaybird Smoked Meats. And you know what? You talk about transformations. We've seen Chef Jeremy transform himself and his business all to different types of food and different types of decor over there in his restaurant right here on Cass Lake Road, Jaybird Smoked Meats, a top-notch, made-from-scratch barbecue restaurant specializing in smoked meats, homemade sides, and desserts. It's open Memorial Day with a very spacious patio, and it should be nice on a day like today where there are no clouds at all.
And
go on
let them
out
do
there.
the work for you.
Exactly. Go on out there, have some fun. Keego Harbor. The phone number, can you point that a little bit? 248-681-2124. JaybirdSmokedMeats.com. Thank you for being a big part of the Keego Harbor Memorial Day Parade. Excellent. Thank you very much as I get my notes from the guys here on our team here on the band shell. Thanks to Jaybird Smoked Meats. All right, now we have the West Bloomfield High School robotics team, and they're called the Atomigators. This is fantastic. Team 4737. The Atomigators have been competing for 15 years, and this team consists of 30 students along with adult mentors. They participate 2 seasons every year, the Oakland County Competitive Robotics Association in the fall and First Robotics Competition in the winter. This year, the team competed in the first Michigan State Championships. Robotics, very nice, looking good. And you know what? This is the future right here. These guys, future engineers, future builders right here. Can't wait to see what they continue to come up with as far as robotics go. It is the future. AI, all kinds of stuff. I expect to see all you guys involved. Throw me some of that candy, will you?
Yeah.
Throw me a piece of that candy, will you? Yeah, that's it.
Don't leave us out.
Yeah.
Woody,
now,
thanks,
we're looking at the Cub Scouts, Pack 100. They're organized from the Scotch and Gretschko elementary schools out of the West Bloomfield district. This year's Cub Scout Pack has about 40 kids with them, which are active throughout the school year. This year, the group enjoyed overnight trips to the Air and Space Museum, as well as a night at the Detroit Science Center. And these kids love learning about the great outdoors, as well as exploring robotics and other science-related topics. Pack 100 is sponsored by the Orchard Lake Presbyterian Church.
Fantastic. And Woody, I'd like to take a minute to warn you about possible projectiles coming up when you make a candy call.
Yes, I almost got hit in the head with a Tootsie Roll. Thank you very much. Let's continue to move on. We have Oakland County Commissioner, District 5. Kristen Nelson is District 5's Oakland County Commissioner, serving the residents in Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, and portions of Waterford and West Bloomfield. And that is a wonderful Chevy that is being driven there and revved up for everyone to hear. That's great. Remember, we also want to keep this orderly, so please, if you're along the parade route, please don't come too far into the middle of the street. We'd like to keep everybody safe on both sides of Cass Lake Road. You see the chief out there helping us out as well.
Well, he heard that engine revving and got his attention.
Well, I have to admit, it gets everyone's attention when you hear the engines rev.
It does.
Part of the Motor City, and we have seen a lot of car shows here in Keego Harbor, and most notably, the car shows take place at Gino's Restaurant. And you know what? Gino's Restaurant is amazing. Since 1971, the Santia Family Restaurant has been the place to go for good food made with their own family recipes and hand-prepared using the freshest ingredients. Let's stop for a minute and talk to Gino Santia. Hey, Gino, let's stop and talk for a minute to me. How you doing there in the golf cart?
In the golf cart. Let's talk to Gino. Well, let's not talk to Gino.
That's all right. We will get back to him.
We'll get back to you.
We'll bring Gino up later. Hey, Gino, do me a favor. After the parade, step on up to the band shell. I want to chat with you. Gino's since 1971 right here on Cass Lake Road. And we appreciate everyone's participation. Thank you very much.
Thank
Gino's
you.
is the go-to spot right here in Keego Harbor.
And if Gino has been supportive of our community since the day he opened business here, Woody. We can't thank him enough.
So many years of dedicated service from Gino Santia and the Santia family. All right, now we have JJ's Towing. If you're stuck, broke down, have an accident, call JJ's Towing and Recovery, 248-738-3988, and that's one of the most important names and numbers to have in your phone. They're a proud supporter of Keego Harbor and the surrounding cities. J&J, located at 3700 Elizabeth Lake Road, right here in Waterford. Thank you very much for them coming into the parade route. Now we have the Spirit of Grace Church, a Lutheran Episcopal community-based church. It's proud of its support of all veterans, and they honor all of the great men and women who have protected our freedom by giving everything they could. Join them for lunch on Tuesday through Thursday, or visit their 24/7 Blessing Box for free food, and come to the Family Fun Fest picnic on August 17th to win free backpacks. Services are at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located just behind the CVS pharmacy. And let's take a listen right now. God bless the USA.
Right.
That is the right lyric right there. Loving that. Thank you very much,
Thank
Spirit
you.
of Grace Church. Okay, now we come up to Title Boxing Club of West Bloomfield, and this is exciting right here because the Title Boxing Club has made the oldest sport in the world new again and modernized the sport into a workout. A workout, actually. Now, this is nothing like you've ever experienced because boxing-inspired total body workout burns up to 1,000 calories in each class. And you know what, ladies on top of there? Looking very fit, looking very good. Title Boxing Club, boxing, and it's not just boxing, it's also kickboxing too. So you can go in, learn a little something from West Bloomfield, located at 6231 Orchard Lake Road. You can call or text 844-JAB.4FIT. Love the Title Boxing Club of West Bloomfield. And now we get back to more Boy Scouts. Troop 1000 from West Bloomfield sharing in the fun. And John, of course, we know about the Boy Scouts and what they do for our communities.
They are great support to our community, teaching young men, young girls.
Exactly,
boys.
and we go from Cubs all the way to Weeblos to then we get into Boy Scouts. But yeah, Boy Scout Troop 1000 from West Bloomfield. We thank them for coming out. I also see Troop 101 in here. Thank you very much. Handing out candy to all the kids. This is fantastic.
What a great mix of young boys, young girls, all learning scouting together, and
it's also exciting when the Boy Scout troops come through because they're handing out candy. I'd like to remind all of our parade watchers to please make room for the parade route. Don't crowd the route. Now, we're looking here at Shannon's Dance Academy, which is celebrating 17 years of spreading the love of dance to Keego Harbor, teaching children as young as 2.5 years old by performing for the community. They offer classes in ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical, point, and more. Check them out at the Harbortown Plaza on the corner of Cass Lake and Orchard Lake Road. Shannon's Dance Academy. Thank you very much. While I have time here, I'd like to also give special thanks to Bill Bertakis and Councilwoman Karen Medbrod for taking pictures today on the parade route. What do we have here? We have the Fix Chiropractic Group, the place for pain relief for all your nagging aches and pains, conveniently located in Keego, 2 doors down from the Keego Harbor Post Office. They don't just cover your pain, they find the cause and fix it.
And they
fix
love
it,
Woody.
Love it, and their participation here in the Keego Harbor Memorial Day Parade. You know, there's a lot of barbecues and food that take place on Memorial Day. People are out and about. We see it at the Orchard Lake St. Mary's Parade down there. But we also see it here with Bosco's Coffee and Kitchen. Homemade deli sandwiches, soups, breakfast, lunch all day featuring Zingerman's Bakehouse. Great Lakes Organic Coffee, bagels. Stop in and give us a try. See everybody down there at Bosco's. Thank you very much for being a part of the parade. Thanks for coming out. Love it down at Bosco's. Everything there is good. Go on, have a seat, chat with some of the locals. It's a nice place to start your day, get a cup of coffee or a nice breakfast sandwich or something like that. Maybe even lunch.
Get you going in the right direction.
Exactly. And while we're going here, let's not forget about Going Postal. Going Postal, your friendly neighborhood shipping center. Are you tired of the long post office lines? Going Postal of West Bloomfield guarantees no long lines. They are also a registered post office for West Bloomfield. They also ship FedEx, UPS, DHL, all major freight carriers. You have choices, and Going Postal is helping you make those choices. 4301 Orchard Lake Road, 248-539-8800. Going Postal. And, of course, what do we have here, John?
We have our West Bloomfield Fire Department. We want to thank the West Bloomfield Department Honor Guard for performing its ceremony earlier today. I was honored to be able to host that. And a special thank you to our fire department and all the first responders out there for risking their lives to protect ours.
And we do appreciate what they do. We see the Coast Guard coming up, and that is part of the flotilla here in Michigan. I'll check the number in a quick second. But yeah, we really appreciate the Coast Guard and the Coast Guard Auxiliary and how they come out and help. Thank you very much. That's Flotilla 2018 in Oakland County, Michigan. We appreciate you guys coming out. And we have some Coast Guard guys who live right here in Keego, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, and I think I've seen him on the sandbar, Woody.
Yes, you have seen him on the sandbar. Yes, and we appreciate what they do. You know what? Let's get a microphone to one of the guys in the Coast Guard there coming up here to talk about what's going on. Craig, can we get with you real quick? Talk on the microphone about what's going on with the Coast Guard right there in the street. Yeah, right there.
Right here.
Talk to those guys right there, please. Yes, microphone. Tell me what's going on with the Coast Guard.
Well, this is Flotilla 2018, and we are the local Coast Guard Auxiliary Flotilla, and we provide boating safety classes and a number of other things, boating inspections for your vessels free of charge. And our main thing is to support everybody here and keep boating safe, as we're a big boating community here.
And that is wonderful. We appreciate it. How many guys in the Coast Guard in the flotilla?
35 in our flotilla.
That is amazing, and we appreciate your service.
And we appreciate your support and doing this every year with us.
It's not a problem. We love it. We love you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks again, guys.
No problem.
Thank
you. You know, the Memorial Day festivities don't just stop now. They continue. I mean, we're looking at some of the parts of Memorial Day, and of course some of the guidelines. And we're talking about flags, okay? Flags are a big part of Memorial Day. We see a lot of them being placed on the graves at Arlington Cemetery, being placed in different cemeteries. Federal guidelines call for the flag to be displayed at half-staff only until noon, and then raised to full staff until sundown. And also a part of Memorial Day is the National Moment of Remembrance. That happens at 3 o'clock local time all across the country, and that was signed into law by President Bill Clinton. So very nice to see that.
Yep,
of course, earlier today at the Memorial Day Rock up at the corner of Orchard Lake Road and Cass Lake Road, we heard taps being played.
Yes.
And of course, taps is the traditional part of Memorial Day. Did you know that it was originally written in 1862 as a bugle call signaling bedtime?
Did not know that.
Yes, how about that?
Woody, you're a wealth of information.
Taps used to signal bedtime. An officer later used it as a funeral, fearing that the tradition of firing rifles might sound like an attack. So now it was used as the traditional part of Memorial Day, and it is the traditional song of Memorial Day. And just a little bit of Memorial Day information that people may want to know. Maybe they knew it already. I'm happy to bring the information to you. And in the research, I noticed that Memorial Day doesn't just go back to the 1860s, John. It goes all the way back to ancient Greece.
I didn't realize that.
See, that's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you a little bit about it. The ancient Greek hero Pericles offered tributes to fallen heroes, and he had this inscription that is still relevant today. And let me read it literally. Not only are they commemorated by columns and inscriptions, but there dwells also an unwritten memorial of them, graven not on stone, but in the hearts of men. And that was written way back in ancient Greece, and it is relevant today.
It is relevant.
And we appreciate everyone who has given something for our country. You know, everybody gave something, but some gave all.
That's right.
And that is what we are here to commemorate on Memorial Day. And we thank those people for their service, the ultimate sacrifice for being here. I think that we're looking good on this parade, and we'd like to thank everyone who was a part of it. Our crew here at CCTV, I'd like to thank John, Tyler, Jake, and David. Again, we can see this. You can see it multiple times on CCTV. I believe it's Channel 15 on the Comcast lineup. And also, don't forget our friends at 89.3, the all-new Lakes FM. Give them a listen. You can hear them late at night. You can hear them early in the morning. A lot of fun down there with the DJs and the talk that goes on. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to you, Keego Harbor, Mayor John Fletcher. Thank you for coming out to the annual Keego Harbor Parade. My name's Woody Woodriffe, and I'm happy to bring it to you as a longtime Keego Harbor resident.
Yes.
And you can find me usually on Fox 2 doing something sports-related, so give us a look over there. And I'd like to, again, thank everyone for coming out here on a beautiful Memorial Day for the annual Keego Harbor Parade. We will see you again in 2020. Thank you for watching.